my God, I had no idea that Amazon could actually pull it off. To actually do a season 2 that is as strong as the first season of a show is a tough thing to do. But Amazon actually pulled it off. And in this case, it's with Fallout. Now I want to start off by apologizing. I am a little under the weather, so if I sound a little weird, my nose is a little bit stuffy, and I've been coughing a little bit, so my voice is a little bit off. But nonetheless, Season 2 of Fallout came and went, and it dropped revelation after revelation. I think story-wise, we have to say, straight up, what incredible continuation of the first season. Obviously, we do see Lucy this season in various scenarios, but I do feel like Lucy is not the official character of the show, at least not this season. This season, I feel like it weighed a lot more heavily on, the Ghoul. The Ghoul is essentially, at least for this season, he was the big main character of the show. His story was probably the most focused on, and obviously we were watching the show because we obviously want to know if he's ever going to find his family. And obviously when you get to the end and you see that shocking revelation of her not being there, and then obviously she just leaves, a little postcard, that's insane. That is wild to think that they decided to move in that direction is wild. And ultimately, in the Ghoul's case, now we're going to see an adventure directly going in to a place that we've never seen in the games. At least I have not, to my recollection, seen anything in the games that indicate that there are or was anything in Colorado. So I have yet to see anything regarding Colorado in the game. But if there is something in the game regarding Colorado, please put that in the comments below, because I want to know. I'm very curious, because I want to see that adventure go out in that distance. So that's going to be very interesting. And then obviously we have Maximus, which now is, sort of like the enemy of the Brotherhood of Steel. He decided to go against them. He was pissed, and they were going to kill kids. So in his way of defending, he was going to absolutely murder, one of the leaders of the Brotherhood of Steel. And that alone, the fact that he decided to completely go against the Brotherhood of Steel, and then ultimately in the end, obviously they're insinuating, but ultimately he is going to join the NCR. So I love that. I love that arc of him going from the Brotherhood of Steel to actually finding himself now in the NCR. And I love that little moment that, the Ghoul and Maximus has, where they're just talking, and then ultimately, he reveals to Maximus why they're in this sort of hangar or whatever, where they're storing a bunch of weapons. And then he pulls the cover from over this, T-45 armor, and that's when it's the NCR had power armor? That's what, in my mind was playing, wait a second. They had power armor? They could deal damage like that, and I didn't know about it? And then obviously seeing them marching into Freeside to protect him and protect everybody, and seeing the shot, and the shot I'm talking about, the New Vegas shot, the shot of the NCR guy shooting and the bullet going super slow, the sniper going, the shot, them replicating the shot from the beginning of New Vegas. I just gotta love them for that. But nonetheless, Maximus having that story and, going on that journey is awesome. And I just can't wait for not only his story to, flourish, but also Lucy's story, because now they're kind of like joining hands and they're, gonna face the Legion in New Vegas. This is gonna be a very interesting kind of story playing out, and I just can't wait to see how they're gonna piece it all together. So obviously I've already covered the 3 main characters, and obviously the 3 actors that we obviously get with, Ella Purnell, Walton Goggins, and Aaron Moten. All 3 of them did absolutely incredible this season, keeping the standard high just like they did the first time around. So absolutely, chef's kiss, amazing. Now, obviously, even though I talked about their characters, there are a lot of other characters that stood out this season with some very interesting arcs. Now, obviously, last season when we saw, Moises Arias's, regular situation that he was, or irregular, I should say, of him being stuck in, I think, Vault 31, that was a very interesting situation. And then his solution to getting out of Vault 31 was genius, because he got everybody to wake up and go to the surface. Now, I feel like Norm's story was a bit of a shocker this season. It actually was a really strong story. Kind of shocked me, because I was like, okay, he woke everybody up, everybody went to the surface, then they explored, and then we find out that there's some secret, situation that no one was talking about except one person, and, the situation starts to get funky. I honestly, just the fact that practically everybody from Vault 31 who was woken up was eliminated, essentially, except the one girl who he found, which was very interesting that she was able to be rescued in that scenario. But just seeing the rad roaches going after them, just seeing those rad roaches coming in, and okay, that was just absolutely wild. And yeah, Moises Arias and, obviously Norm is going to have a very interesting arc. Now, like, from first season to this one, it was a bit dark, the transfer, but I feel like now it's just getting darker in his case. Like, I don't know how he's going to, like, handle being up in the surface. Like, he might be pretty, like, crazy over time. So, nonetheless, great choice bringing Moises onto this and actually, delivering a side story that actually did pretty well. Another side story that I did not expect to actually have a twist to it all is Stephanie's story. Annabelle O'Hagan, who plays Stephanie, I did not expect. I mean, we saw like a certain shift in her mood after, the whole, I got busted. So it really is kind of strange to see how she completely shifts to being this evil character that you never expected, and then finding out that she's Canadian. And the funniest thing to me was the fact that, essentially the people in Vault 31 or 32 or 33, they don't care if she killed Woody. They really didn't care if she killed Woody or not. But the fact that she's Canadian completely blew the roof off of the entire situation. That's wild. Just the fact that everybody went wild because of that, that was very funny. To me, I was like, whoa, okay. So they really don't care about killing people, but they do care if someone's Canadian. So that was interesting. But ultimately, ending her story of her calling out to the Enclave, we're in for some war, people. And as you all know, war never changes. Now, obviously, we have to talk about the big surprise of the season. Not really a surprise to the people who follow geek culture, but the big surprise for most people and for me was a pleasure seeing him pop up on this show, is Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin popping up on this show was awesome, even though he had a small role this season. I heard through the internet grapevine that he will have a bigger role to play in season 3. So hold your horses. He was just introduced here, but we are going to see more of him. And based on the ending of how this show ended, it is looking more and more likely that that is going to be the case. And see him come back to acting and just play a very interesting role, because I would never put him as a member of the Legion. But seeing him come back into acting and actually play a member of the Legion is freaking awesome, and I loved it. And I can't wait to see him in season 3. And another little honorable mention, John Grease, who pops up in obviously White Lotus. He is just a great actor. He just plays it really well. I mean, I know that this is a show that is supposed to be comical and everything, so I know that he can do dramatic, but the fact that he also is a bit more comic in this one, in like shifting his personality due to the whole chip thing, I think he's great. He's just great. I just want to see more of him. I hope that we get more of him, even if it's with the chipped personality. I hope we get to see more of him in season 3. But yeah, it was really good to see him. Now, obviously, having talked about all the characters and talking about the actors who I absolutely loved on this show, I have to say, even though season 1 was very solid, built a nice story, had incredible little moments, I feel like season 2 had way more fan service than any of, the first season had. There are moments of fan service, but season 2 had way more fan service. I mean, there are moments where you're like, okay, laser pistols that you see in the game, or, obviously the cryolator, that one weapon that will freeze your enemies. Like, that alone popping up on the show is awesome. Seeing, all these rifles that you would see in the game, which are really cool. See the Power Fist, which, like, obviously you see it in the trailer, but just the Power Fist alone is really cool. Having the story start, like, the entirety of the beginning of this show is in Novak. Obviously they move on from Novak, but having it begin in Novak, incredible choice. That's a brilliant choice, because then you actually have a recognizable thing that you can associate with, when it comes to New Vegas. And obviously, the Death Claws. For me, when I saw the Death Claw in the trailer, I was like, we're gonna get Death Claws? I got so excited. Because for me, like, seeing a battle of a Death Claw in a sort of live-action show, it is a live-action show, just CG Death Claw, but seeing the Death Claw in this show and having this hive of Death Claws inside New Vegas, holy cow, the battle sequences, with Maximus and these Death Claws, holy cow, that was awesome. Honestly, like, say what you want, even though it is fan service, it is done really well, and I have to give them so much props. I mean, Jonathan Nolan, killing it. He is absolutely killing it. This is a show that, even if you are not familiar with anything related to Fallout, you're gonna enjoy. And for me, like, being a fan and looking at it, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be so much fun. So for me, like, I know that this is exactly what any fan of the show would want. Any fan of the show would want to see battles and, the weaponry that you see in the game. And obviously, the teasing, with that after credit sequence, the teasing of the building of a Liberty Prime, that alone absolutely shot me through the roof completely. Like, I'm I'm very excited. I am so excited to see where Fallout is taken in Season 3. Like, I'm ready to buckle my seatbelt, if you know what I'm saying, because this is going to be a wild ride. And honestly, every time I think about it, I just cannot wait to see Season 3 of this show. There are so many different stories that they're pushing in this direction, and it just makes me feel like, okay, finally, the games that I absolutely love are finally getting the attention they deserve. Finally. Like, you know, whether it's Fallout, whether now it's going to be God of War that Amazon is also working on. Honestly, I'm so excited to see where they take this, you know. Even Tomb Raider. I mean, my goodness, like, we're getting so many video game adaptations now that I'm very excited to see where all these adaptations go. But obviously, in this case, Fallout is definitely top of the list when it comes to how excited I am for video game adaptations, especially when it comes to a third season, which is wild to think about. But then again, those are my thoughts, my opinions, my views on exactly what I think of Season 2 of Fallout. I can't believe it. It feels like it was yesterday that we just did a video talking about Season 1, and now here we are. Season 2, completely done, finished, in the books, and hopefully a Season 3 comes out at some point. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see where they take this. And obviously, just the lore building of it all is absolutely amazing. But then again, these are my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when new videos go live on this channel. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.
Scrolling through YouTube, same old routine, then bam, movie savant, what a scene. Trivia bombshells dropping knowledge like rain. Forget the dishes, gotta watch it again. Movie buffs unite, savants to place. Subscribe and hit the bell, don't leave a trace. Next level knowledge keeps you in the loop. Savants got the scoop, ain't nothing to recoup.